Sometimes looking for answers only leads to more questions. And sometimes you're better off not knowing. Yay! Yes. Welcome back to another episode of 3 Gossip Girls Pod. I am Liz.
And I am Michelle.
And we are discussing the penultimate episode of Season 5, Episode 23, The Fugitives. Original air date May 7th, 2012, written by Matt Whitney, directed by Andy Wolk. Blair enlists Serena to be her stand-in at an important meeting when she finds herself needing to be in 2 places at the same time. Meanwhile, Chivy and Lola team up to help Chuck with a personal vendetta, and Nate makes a decision about the future with Diana Payne. That's very deceiving.
Very deceiving.
I read that summary a few weeks ago, and I was thinking, like, oh my god, he's going to pick between, like, Lola and Diana.
Do you think that's what they were alluding to?
Maybe.
But it's not. And I can't wait for Liz to explain to me about Diana because I'm completely lost with her storyline, like the resolution of it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I do it justice, but as I was telling Michelle off mic, it really doesn't matter because
I know
the summary of her character and like what has happened, like all feels so irrelevant to me in the trajectory for this plot.
What's crazy, she's been with us the entire season. Wow.
That's since episode 1 or 2 when Nate goes to the party in LA. So Serena was still in LA. So it was the beginning of the season.
Actually, I can't wait to get into, now that I'm thinking back to Diana, which I don't want to get off course.
Yeah.
We'll get to her when we get to her and I'll express what I'm thinking.
Okay.
This just came to me.
Yeah, no problem. We'll talk. So my Glassful gossip tonight is titled The Two Charlottes.
Cute.
For the twins. I wanted to keep in like a theme of like double or two or twin. So I, of course, went on the menu at Starbucks and I got a double chocolate chip frappuccino, which I have never had before. And I posted my version on Patreon. It's public. Everyone can view it because I had to eliminate some things. It was not going to be
It's not what we drink.
We don't. It's basically a milkshake, but we didn't want that. So I did a tall frappuccino with 1 shot of espresso, which is affogato style, which means it's a floater on top of the drink, and as you drink it, the espresso seeps in. 1 scoop of frappuccino chips, whatever that is. I wanted to do a banana. They did not have banana tonight, but to get it to have a different flavor, I put cinnamon and no whip, no mocha because it just
that's
not too much.
And oat milk.
And oat milk, yeah. So to blend the ice and the chips, you need milk. So I picked oat milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was like a mudslidey kind of dessert.
Yeah, no, it was really delicious. For a dessert, I think this was the perfect amount. You don't need more than that.
No.
And it wasn't too sweet. I don't like sweet things. Like, this was awesome.
It was good. Yeah.
And you did no drizzle because I know I was reading.
Yeah, no drizzle. No drizzle.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was good. So to remind everyone, my 3 gossip words for last week, we had acting for Lola and Chivy and also Serena acting like Blair. Explanation for Bart's return and his explanation. Rochelle's like, well, that went over my head. And betrayal for Andrew Tyler. Oh man, Andrew Tyler.
Yeah.
He's everyone's PI and now he's a bad dude.
Yeah.
But
I don't blame him.
They blackmailed him. You know, like what could he have done? They threatened his family. The job of a PI is to investigate very heavily into people, and sometimes they are very rich and wealthy and bad people.
So, I mean, Andrew Tyler, that we've known so far, he has done a good job and has helped Chuck.
He has. And so he just never thought that this
would come out.
Would come out. And maybe to make amends to the Bart Bass family, he was like, yeah, let me help Chuck out whatever I can because I feel shitty.
And it would be weird if he just automatically was like, oh, no, I can't.
Right. Yeah, so Andrew Tyler. Yeah. Okay, so Chuck and Bart, they talk about what has happened. So Bart explains the car accident wasn't an accident. It was planned by someone, his arch nemesis.
But he didn't know.
No, he didn't know. But he was suspecting something might come, and he threatened Chuck and Lily. So Bart knew, okay, this is my opportunity. People think I'm dead. Let me play dead. So as Chuck said, he's like, what did you have the doctors like pretend to pull the plug on you? Like we were standing in the room.
We didn't get an answer for that.
No, he didn't say it.
We don't. And Chuck even said, who did we bury? What did we bury?
What did we bury? It was probably bags of sand. Like, I don't know.
Did he act? Because I'm sure, and I don't remember this if they even showed, but usually, and I don't mean to put in realistic and logistics in this, but when you attend a funeral, you usually have to look and see, okay, the body is actually in there. You have to verify.
Right.
So was he laying there?
I don't
and
know.
Then they closed it and then he ran out and was like, I'm out. And they buried just an empty casket.
Right. They never explain. I mean, they might, but I don't think they're ever going to make an explanation.
Right.
So this competitor, he was doing illegal activity. Bart found out about it. And so he has stayed dead. And he knew a good source, Diana Payne from the past, that could help him keep himself hidden. And so he admits to giving Chuck the blood. So it wasn't Diana. She was the one who got the blood to Chuck without anyone ever seeing that Bart was there.
She snuck him in?
I don't know if she somehow
I thought I heard that.
Finagled, like put his sample in, like I don't know. We don't know what she did.
We're accepting.
He was either in the hospital or he was right outside it. She got his blood somehow. Chuck got the blood.
Also, wait.
Yeah.
Has Bart been in this manor the entire time?
I think he probably travels when it's safe,
right?
Yeah, because he can't stay in the same place for too long.
But this manor seemed to be protected area.
Yeah,
kind of.
I guess because India/Diana was like the ringleader or the figurehead, as she would call it.
Yes.
And Jack also was involved. So I guess the both of them have kept it protected.
Like Jack knew of all this, obviously.
Right.
Knew Bart was alive. And then the other thing is, when Diana met Nate in the first or second episode, was this planned?
It's unclear.
Okay.
It's unclear. I want to assume yes, but just to...
How would you assume? Right. Like we always say, how would you assume this? Accept it. I have to accept it and move on.
Yeah, there's a whole Reddit post about Diana Payne's character because I wanted to look some things up. And there's so many open-ended questions with her character.
Right.
That people are like, wait, what about this? What about... And it's just never answered. So we can make our predictions about it, I guess.
Okay.
So Chuck is super appreciative. He can't wait to spend more time with his father. However, Bart says they're both in danger, so I got to skedaddle. I'm sorry. You got to go. It's too tricky for me to stay here in the manor. This leads Chuck to contact his PI, Andrew Tyler, to figure out who was trying to kill his father back in the day. Andrew refuses to help him, says it's a waste of time. Bart's dead. I can't help you. I'm on another mission. You know, sorry.
Fishy, and I called it. I said it's probably it's Andrew Tyler.
Yeah, you did say it early on. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So Chuck heads to see Diana, who tells him that she'll only help him, obviously, if he helps her. So she gives him the name of the man trying to take down Bart. His name is Mason Nevins, and he's frequently tied with organized crime and for liking twins. But that's bad because he's a family man. We can't know that he likes twins. I'm like, this plot's so dumb. I don't really care.
Yeah.
So she tells Chuck 2 of her girls are scheduled to meet Mason that afternoon at a hotel, and if someone were to go and catch him with these twins, then they would have blackmail on him. So I guess Diana was already prepping to do this, but then told Chuck the plan and told him, you could do this, but you can use my girls. But this plan gets ruined.
Right. But what was Diana getting out of this?
I guess to catch Mason.
But why?
For Bart.
But did Bart want her to catch him? I feel like a dum-dum asking this question
because I honestly don't even, because I'm a dum-dum too, because I really truly don't know. I'm trying to, and it's so funny because I have just watched I watched the finale last night, and I watched like half of episode 1 of season 6. So my brain is so far from this episode,
Oh my
which was a
gosh.
mistake. But I was glad that I got a refresher tonight. But I honestly don't even think that people have been explaining these things. I unless it's going over my head and I'm just paying attention to what I want to pay attention to. I think maybe it just like doesn't excite me, so I'm like, bleh.
Right, because then Diana makes plans with Nate, and we're trying to figure out which you'll get to.
Yeah.
But that I'm like, okay, wait, why are we helping Diana? And then there's like a plan with her, but it's just yeah, it's very convoluted.
It's very there's a lot of moving parts that I feel could be eliminated to make the story more understandable.
Because at the end of the day and ultimately, she's not a main player and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Right.
Which is the most frustrating thing.
Right. And so we're making it such a big deal for nothing. And when I tell you it's nothing, like her character is literally irrelevant. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Elizabeth Hurley, I have nothing against you. Your character, boring. Nothing going on there. So they make a deal, her and Chuck, so that Chuck will help her start a new life in London, work with this new newspaper, and get it up and running again. They won't out her for having the brothel, and she can just move on. And Chuck has now the name of this person and the plan of trying to set up Mason.
Right.
But this plan gets ruined by Nola, the worst two pairings on here
to grace us on television.
So the madness of the Nate stuff. He approaches Diana at the Spectator. He says, you need to get out of here. This is in the beginning of the day. He says, you need to leave. Otherwise, I'm going to blackmail you. She's literally not fazed by it whatsoever. She's like, please try again. Like, you're not going to blackmail me because I'll blackmail you. Like, why are we playing this game, you little child?
He's trying to blackmail her from last week.
Yeah. And we already discussed this. Like, he said, I'm going to blackmail you. And she's like, then I'll just blackmail you back. If it gets out that I have this brothel, we dated, I'm a part of the Spectator, so it just makes you look bad too.
Like, give it up.
Give it up.
And we know, and you said this, I mean, Chuck wasn't filling Nate in, even though he didn't know. But also,
it's like, a petty, stupid,
he
just wants justice for what has happened with Diana. And I think that did Diana really screw you over that badly, dude? She didn't. She said she was trying to protect you with the Williams stuff. She owned up to, even though she didn't do it, leaking the sources of Gossip Girl. She said, we're past that. I'm just here.
Right.
Well, she was a little annoying in trying to rattle his relationship, whatever. She just likes the cat and mouse game. Like,
she does.
So sue her for it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So Nate, really, what are you upset about?
And
he's just mad that she has a brothel on the side.
And also, he does know that Bart's alive, right?
He doesn't at this point.
No. He didn't discover this at the Manor last week?
No, because Chuck and Blair didn't say anything to anyone.
Right.
So, again, you can't blame Nate, but also it's like, Nate, this stuff is really not that important.
And he's trying
the audience, you don't think it's not important.
You don't. And he's trying to take her out for personal reasons.
It's personal.
Everyone's got a personal vendetta.
Exactly. And so, because nobody communicates, then things get screwed up. So later on, Chuck makes that deal with Diana. Nate sees her at the Empire. He's pissed. He's like, takes Chuck in private. He's like, what's going on? I can't stand this lady. Get her out of here. And Chuck's like, I did. She's going to London. And so Nate's pissed because she's not paying for the things that she did. And really, again, I don't know why I can't think back to all the things she's did in this season. It's really not that many things that she really needs to pay for. She's just annoying.
Also, if you see Chuck talking to her, why would you interfere? Like, you're obviously on Chuck's side. You don't know what's happening.
Right.
But maybe just like trust the situation.
Right. And Chuck's saying, oh, it was a good business deal for me.
Right.
So it's like, well, okay, maybe you guys should talk it out first before one of them goes and tries to screw it
But
up.
also, like, don't try to interfere and hurt your friend.
Right.
Like, obviously, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So he tells Chuck that he's upset about this. He also talks to Lola, and they're like, well, I mean, Chuck made the deal. He never said we couldn't do anything about it.
They suck.
They're so bad.
Yeah.
They just got under my skin so much as a couple.
I was really
so
about
bad.
them in the beginning when she was giving him the cold shoulder.
Yeah, like really early on.
It's
that
the
was
scheming. Some couples can scheme, and you're like, We'll give props. You're good at it.
Right. Chair. Awesome.
Annoying, but you guys were really good at it.
Yep.
And Blair is ultimate queen schemer. Even Chuck's pretty good at it.
Right.
These two.
Yep.
It's comical. It's almost like a comedy.
It is.
Watching them trying to scheme.
And every time their faces are like, oh man. What? God, they figured it out again. Exactly. It's just so pathetic. It's not interesting.
We should take their scenes,
compile them,
and like put a laugh track underneath.
Oh my God, let's
because
TikTok for next week.
Honestly, it's just they're so bad. And if a laugh track, if we watch this as a comedy.
Yeah, let's do that. By the way, guys, we have a TikTok. Yeah, we're trying to use it. So go follow us over there.
Yeah. We're trying to use it.
We're trying to use it. Okay, so the two ruined this deal between Diana and Chuck by outing her side business to a friend that she has at the New York Times. And so Chuck is pissed because, again, there's no communication. He blurts out, he's like, this is personal. My dad's alive. And so Serena's like, what? And Nate and Lola are like, what? We did not know.
I knew Serena didn't know. I didn't realize Nate and Lola didn't. And
so Lola's like, I'm sorry I did this, but like we had no other choice. Yeah. So Blair comes up with the idea that they need this new plan of getting new twins. So here we bring in Lola and her twin.
It was
Chivy.
cute.
It was cute. I like when those girls, even though I'm not that huge fan of Lola, but when her and Chivy are like friends, I'm like, aw.
And Chivy.
I love Chivy so. Justice for Chivy.
Justice for Chivy.
I just have like I want to give her a hug. I just love her.
She just wants to get back in the game.
She's so sweet, and she just wants to get back in the game. I mean, I know she's not sweet, guys. I get it. Like she did some things.
Sure, but the fact that she came back and was like, "I'll do anything to help."
She wants to be a part of this family again. And Blair's like, "You never were, but good try." So sad.
Is she gone? Is she on the island?
No, she's not.
Oh, cool.
Someone's on the island though.
Oh my gosh. Okay, should I say that?
We can wait.
Okay.
I'll give you that little teaser. Someone's on the island. So during this time, as we said, Nate still has this vendetta on Diana. So he tells her, he traps her in the office because Chuck needs her not to go and take Bart away. Because she calls Bart. This whole thing I skipped in my notes, but I'm trying to explain it now because I really don't know if it matters. But she was trying to get Bart out of there because she knew that Chuck was trying to set her up, even though it wasn't Chuck, it was Lola and Nate. So she didn't want to help Chuck, I guess, at the end of the day. So she's like, Bart, we need to leave sooner than later. And then this scene, Nate traps her in the office at the Spectator so that they can do their twins plan.
To stall
her. Right. And to stall Bart from leaving.
Right.
And so she's talking to him in the office. She's like, please don't do anything. Like, I've tried really hard to rebrand myself, give myself a better reputation. I don't want that to be stripped away. And Nate, I think he hears her and he finally is like, all right, I'll cave. And he lets her leave with her planner and doesn't out her on the Spectator, doesn't out her on Gossip Girl, doesn't do any of that. So he takes it into consideration and listens to her. And she texts him later like, thanks, XOXO, Diana. Yeah, she's up and gone. She goes to London and she's going to work on the newspaper. And Nate didn't get her I guess you can get arrested, but
the newspaper is going to work out over there? Like, did she get her deal about the newspaper? No.
Yes, she did. So the woman that called her was a friend of hers.
Right.
That got the rumor out. So it doesn't have anything. I don't really know. Does it have anything to do with the London newspaper? It might not.
This might be the most
confused we've ever been.
Episode for me. People are like, I'm sorry, did you actually watch the episode? No, I promise you I did. And I just watched it.
And I promise you I've watched it 3 times. And I can't even explain it. Help a girl out, guys. If I'm really doing a terrible job and this stuff is important, please at me and let me know. But I think I'm getting the gist.
I think you are too, because I am understanding it. Because I think the thing you have to take into consideration is you're not really it's not that big of a deal to understand what's happening.
Right.
I just want to know who decided, let's bring Bart back. Let's do this.
Let's figure it out.
Is that actor free? What's he doing?
I know.
Turns out, was this the plan all along?
Right. I'm gonna research that more for the finale and see if I can get
or were
more
they
dirt.
like, You know what would be cool? Chuck's not doing much. Let's fuck with him. He's the Peyton of this show.
Yeah, Michelle's like, dare I say, he might be the Peyton of this show. She's like, he's problematic, and we don't like him as much, but he might be the Peyton with the parent
really
thing.
Sad.
It's so sad
with the parent thing.
The parents thing. Mm-hmm. So we have our twins. They arrive at the hotel to trap Mason, but as they're like preparing, Andrew Tyler comes in, and at first you're like, wait, is that the person? And then he's like, I'm not him, but Chuck sent me because you guys are in danger. Mason found out that you guys are here. And so he goes, please take me to where Bart is. And so they leave, and then Blair happens to see Andrew Tyler, and she asks Chuck why he's there, and Chuck said, I never invited him, and they put two and two together, run upstairs, and they find the twins are gone.
So how did Andrew Tyler find out?
I guess he was investigating. I think Chuck must have set him off, and he was like, why are you trying to research who tried to kill your father?
So he was one step ahead?
So he must have did a lot of digging, unless he did know and was on to Bart and was maybe trying to find Bart for all these years or something, but I don't think so. I think for story progression, I think he just was trying to like one up them and figure out whatever he could before they could.
But then in the end,
our
group was one step ahead.
Was stupid, right? I don't know how.
Okay.
I don't know how. They all arrive at the manor where Bart is being held, and Andrew's like searching for him. He's like, "Where is he, Bart? Are you here?" And Chivy opens the door. She's like, oh, here he comes. And in comes security with Chuck. And then finally him and Bart are face to face, and he's in the flesh like, I'm alive. And Andrew explains that his family was threatened by Mason, as we said. So he had to leak where Bart was going to be so that this car accident could go according to plan. When he admits this, the police come in and they end up arresting him. They've really thought of everything. And then Chuck is like, oh man, Dad, I'm so happy. Like, you get to be like out in the open now. And Bart's like, well, not yet. Like,
he's super hesitant. I mean,
yeah.
Chuck keeps leading on like, hey, you get to be with us now. And Bart's super just like not really excited about it. He thanks him for helping.
He said, I must have done something right parenting you. I'm like,
But Chuck was like, actually, you didn't.
He's like, no, you didn't parent me.
That was very
good for him.
Good for Chuck. But yeah, Bart doesn't seem very excited about this, which I can. He's probably going to adjust a little bit. He's been in hiding
for 3 years.
And the whole, Lily situation.
And the Lily situation. And then Chuck says, well, how are you going to tell her? And he says, I don't really know because we weren't on good terms when I died.
And then Padge, not to jump ahead, but I don't think this will interfere anything, but Padge is going to tell Rufus. So everyone's going to find out before Lily.
Well, in next week's episode, she already knows.
Oh, she does. Okay.
So we don't get like the reveal.
Okay.
All right. Well, now we have to add in pair and then we're done.
Yeah.
So Blair picks up the phone at the Humphreys. And on the other line is Alessandra, who tells her about the opportunity that Dan has turned down. And so as now she knows he lied about the Rome situation. So he comes into the room to explain. And like, I'm hoping this is pre-shower and not post-shower because the hair, I know we weren't going to talk about it anymore, but I felt like we had to mention it. It was on another level.
How could it be, now that I'm thinking about it, we've only seen post-shower hair? So like what was that?
That must be pre-shower hair. That must be pre-shower hair.
No, what I'm saying is...
Right?
We've only seen dry hair on him that's like gelled. This was like all natural, floppy, like 10 times the size.
Like it air dried?
It air dried.
Oh,
I think that was
his natural.
I think that was pre-product. Oh. Dare I say?
Post-shower pre-product.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it. And as we learned, he was doing this for a role.
Right. Again, we're not trying to hate on it, but it was a lot of hair.
It was just, a little shocking.
It was shocking.
Wow. Look at this. That's it.
Yes. So he admits that he told Blair the lie because he was worried about her and Chuck this summer. Blair promises there's nothing to worry about, that he should ask for a second chance with the internship. So later, Blair has a discussion with Serena about how Dan lied about the internship and can you believe that? And Serena's like, well, actually, if this has to do with Chuck, like, yeah, I do believe it. And then they go into Serena telling her that she was Gossip Girl.
Yeah, I'm glad that came out, actually.
Me too. because
needs a
now
friend.
she's over it and past it. And Blair is pissed because she wished she would have known because they would have been able to like scheme together.
Cute.
Which was a typical Blair response. And then later, Dan heads to see Blair, but he catches Serena instead. And because Blair is with Chuck. And she says, I just wanted to make sure, everything's okay. And he's like, actually, I told Blair I loved her. So nothing's really going on here.
Serena had the great answer of she's been burned by those words before. So kind of just give her some slack. She does care so much about you.
Right.
And she's not doing anything. You're her heart, not Chuck.
Right.
Hard to believe, though. I wouldn't believe it, to be honest with you. Okay.
Right. We would not.
No.
We would not be. So then Dan's like, I'm here because I want to tell Blair something. Serena calls Blair and she's like, where are you? Dan's waiting for you. He has something big to tell you. And don't keep him waiting, because the whole trust issue thing. So Blair does head home to see Dan, and he's so excited because he got them both the opportunity to spend the summer in Rome together for the internship. And they just have to meet with an alumni later, but he's, assured that they'll get the spot. And Blair is stunned, ambushed, might she add, not expecting this news, and her face basically says it all.
What did you think about this? Did you feel Blair's
I felt bad.
reaction? Poo-poo?
I felt like poop. I'm like, oh, poo-poo. I feel like crap.
Because at first she's like, oh, plane ride's only 2 Chardonnays away. I'll come visit.
And then all of a sudden he's like, let's go together. And she's like, oh.
I mean, that's a big deal to commit your whole summer to this new boyfriend, and you've been Louis, and then I get it.
Right. And she doesn't have the heart to tell him no.
I know.
But her face is saying no.
Yeah.
If he could just say, I can see how you're feeling here, and I'm going to let you off the hook.
And also, I'll let you process.
Right. Take a few days to think about it. But also the interview's later, so she really didn't have any time to think about it. And she tells Serena, I felt really ambushed. I was planning on doing my own thing this summer, and she was in Monaco with Louis last year, and she just felt like she just wanted to do her own thing. But, now
That's
this opportunity
valid,
comes
though.
up.
It's super valid.
It is valid. Definitely valid. And Serena's like, does this have anything to do with Chuck? And Serena is like waiting and Blair's like, oh no, it has nothing to do with Chuck. Sure.
I think at this point, she does believe it doesn't have anything to do with Chuck.
In her heart, she believes it has nothing to do with Chuck. But Serena's like, I know it does. So
we all know.
We all know it. So then Blair tells Dan she can't wait to go to Rome and they need to prepare for the interview. So Dorota puts out a huge spread of all Italian-style foods, and then Blair gets a text from Serena that Chuck's in trouble because of the Bart situation, and so Blair claims she needs to go get some gelato, and she leaves. And because of the scheme going on with Chuck, Blair sends Serena to take her place for the interview for Rome. So hello, priorities.
Whoa. This, while very entertaining to watch, super shitty.
Oh, yeah?
To be put second.
Right. Her top priority was to help Chuck with his dad. Well, it's an important thing.
It's life or death. How many times did they say that
she
this
says
episode?
It's life or death. But, I mean, this is your boyfriend, the one who you said, oh, no, I want to do this with you. You have my heart. He doesn't have my heart anymore. She said all the things that Dan wants to hear.
If roles were reversed, let's say she's with Chuck, right? And something important was happening with Chuck, and Padge needed something.
Dan is her best friend.
I think Blair would leave Chuck and be like, I got to go help Padge. I think Blair's just down to help her nearest and dearest.
Yeah, okay, so let's.
I really do believe
give her
that.
the benefit. Yeah, I honestly do too. And she likes to feel included. She likes to be the one who's scheming it and putting the plan together. And she's the one who came up with, hey, Chivy and Lola, you guys be the twins. So that's her element,
right? I think she would have done. She would have helped Serena. Maybe
she would have done it wherever the scheme or the plan is. That's where
Blair's
she's going to go. So she does send Serena to take her place. Serena is acting as Blair as possible. I'm like, wow, she's even meaner than Blair.
Well, she's
The
doing
way her delivery is like her pretending to be Blair.
it is.
Yeah.
And aside of a tiny tinge of petty
Yes.
and jealousy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like, this is how I feel deep down. I'm not saying it, but I'm acting like this is.
And I wish it was me.
And I wish I was the one going to Italy or Rome with my boyfriend, Daniel.
Yes.
Yeah. The interview goes well. He says, yeah, I can't wait to see you guys in Rome. And at that moment, Eleanor comes in and it's almost revealed that Serena is Blair or Blair is Serena. And Dan knows that he's been lied to because Eleanor doesn't know where Blair is. And the whole point of the Eleanor is that she was coming home. Serena, in order to make Dan believe that Blair was not with Chuck, she tells him that he was with Eleanor, and obviously now he knows she wasn't.
Shitty lie.
Yeah, so she has to explain to him, okay, this is the real reason why I had to lie is because Chuck's dad is alive, and Dan he can't believe it, and then he says, I have to tell my dad, I can't believe that, Bart Bass is alive. And this is actually when we get the conversation about Serena when she was Blair has basically had PTSD when it comes to love, so give her a little bit to, get in her feelings. And then Blair arrives home, thanks Serena for being her for the day. And when Blair tells Serena she loves her, Serena questions, well, how come you haven't said that to Dan? Which I feel like, this is so awkward still. I know it's like CW and we're supposed to like get over the fact that everyone dates everyone. But to me, seeing Serena being like, well, how come you haven't told Dan I love you? And I'm like, wow, that hurts.
I actually took that as, I don't know if it's any of your business of who I say I love you to. And I understand that Serena's in love with Padge. But also we already know the answer. You already know how Blair feels about love. You told Padge earlier in the episode. She just wants to hear it.
She wants to hear the confirmation that Blair is not ready to say it. Therefore, it makes her feel better because it's like one step closer for her to be with Dan. You know?
Subconsciously, whether she actually is going to admit that. But I think there's a little bit of that. Like, she's not ready to say it. And I was like, good, Blair, do not say those words. You don't need to say I love you. People don't need to say I love you after like 2 weeks.
Right.
Take your damn time.
And she said the last time she says it, the next time she says it, she wants it to be her last time.
Which to me, you took it as, wow, she's young.
I was like, okay, wow, like she's only 20. You could have a million relationships before you say like, I love you for the last time,
But maybe for her,
she knows who her last time is.
Ultimate. And I'm going to be so careful because I do not want to be hurt again.
Right. And that's true too.
I feel you.
Mm-hmm. Dan and Blair discuss their trip to Rome. Dan wants to confirm Blair is okay with going. Chuck's life has changed forever. Blair says that my life is the same. She assures him she wants to go. Again, you see her face. It's a completely different story. And our last scene is Serena chatting with Dorota and how she is getting her life back and she loves her best friend and everything's going really well. And then a Gossip Girl blast comes in. So she was just warming up last week with like, oh, Blair and Dan, we don't care about them. And this week was like, oh, I'm actually going to tear apart friends of Blair and Serena and post a diary entry from Blair's diary. And it states, I can't shake the feeling that Dan's about to tell me he loves me. And if he does, and we don't see the rest. And then it's revealed, Gossip Girl says like, well, thank you from my very own Serena Vanderwoodsen. Yikes. I mean, for the two girls who literally just say, I love you, it's probably not going to be a good scenario next week.
Serena, you went through your best friend's diary? Come on.
For Gossip Girl, I thought it was like quiet. It was quiet for Blair and Serena when Serena was Gossip Girl. So why couldn't we have just kept it?
I think this was built up ammo. Clearly, Serena needed material and she was just saving it, didn't use it. But you put that on the computer. I mean, it all goes back to the matter and leaving that computer there unattended.
Right.
Stupid move.
Exactly. And I was mistaken because it made it seem like it was Gossip Girl's laptop that Georgina gave to Serena, but then Serena says it was actually her laptop that was stolen. So maybe it was just like...
Wait, what?
Yeah, Georgina, maybe.
No, I thought it was Gossip Girl's laptop.
Yeah, but then I thought it was either in this episode or next week's episode. Serena says like how it was her computer.
Well, maybe she was just calling it her computer.
I guess she could just be calling it her computer.
Or did Georgina use a laptop and just put the passwords on there and then gave Serena all the login information?
So maybe that's what it was.
Because Serena doesn't have a laptop. Like, she would have had two then. She would have had Gossip Girl's laptop and her personal.
So I think it was just Georgina gave her the login and she did it on her own personal laptop.
But no, Georgina delivered a laptop.
I know, she did.
Yeah, I think Serena just calls it her laptop. Okay. Yeah. It had to be, because then she'd have two, right? She would have two laptops, and now she has none.
Right, now she has none.
Which means I think she only had the one that Georgina delivered to her, which is Gossip Girl's laptop. Another math problem. This show gives me a headache.
Right? Logistics of the...
It's another thing. I'll just accept and move on.
Exactly. All right, so that's my summary. We're going to come back with our patron, Lisa. So excited to chat with her because she's never been on this podcast, and she was also a newbie when we started this podcast. So can't wait to talk to her. All right, we're back from break and we're joined by Lisa, one of our patrons. This is so exciting, Lisa, because you've never been on a Total Betty podcast, correct?
No, I was on once.
Was it OC?
No, it was a Gossip Girl. It was just a while ago.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was like, I feel like maybe we've talked to her before about it, and now I can't remember. Okay, so it was like early on in the beginning of Gossip Girl?
It was, I want to say the beginning of the Chivy, because I remember talking about going through Gossip Girl and I was like, oh wait, that's the next episode is when Serena showed her all the posts on Gossip Girl. So I kind of caught myself up.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Well,
Awesome.
And then did you binge the show at that point?
I binged after you wrapped the last season. So I binged seasons 5 and 6. To be honest, I'm not enjoying 5, so I've kind of skipped watching some of the episodes because they've been rough. But I did watch this one before.
Rough.
Real rough.
They're so rough, and I was teasing Michelle for the finale. I'm like, what a boring finale.
That's
sorry.
so disappointing.
It's so disappointing. I mean, I'll be excited, obviously, to chat with everyone. We'll be live podcasting that night, but there's nothing that has stood out to me in this season that I was like really rooting for. Like Nate and Lola, not excited for that. Serena being petty with the Gossip Girl, Blair and Louis, Chuck with the dad. None of it is exciting to me. So it's really unfortunate. But what did you think of season 6? Do you remember it?
I remember it. I have some choice words for the finale. I'm looking forward to that. I really remember not liking the beginning of it. So I'll see what Mish thinks, but I was looking through to see, like, did that happen yet? Because I didn't watch the last 2 episodes. And I was like, oh no, that's next season. All right. But I'm really not looking forward to the beginning. It's a little dicey for me.
Yeah, I had watched like 10 minutes of the first episode of season 6, and I was like, oh, okay. And this is all the things that I've seen, like clips on Instagram or something like that, where I'm like, oh, okay, so that makes sense for where we're going with the show.
Yeah.
Lisa, with this episode, I was completely confused just with the logistics of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So in the first half, Liz obviously recapped and she filled me in as best as possible.
Barely.
But were you also confused, or am I just like slow to process?
There was a lot of Diana jargon that we felt was very confusing.
Yeah, they were talking a lot about the person with the New Yorker and like with the interview, and I'm like, what are they going to tell them? It was just, there was a lot of things that they're like, this is going to be a big deal, and it's like, but is it going to be a big deal?
Not.
Like,
right.
That's how I felt.
Right.
Like everything Nate and Lola were trying to bring to the surface with Diana, I'm like, how is this important? This is not that bad. And then he's like, we need to get justice for what she's done. It's like, but what did she do?
And can we address that Lola had no place outing whatever the secret was? Like, sit down, Lola. I'm sorry, but I don't understand why she's like, well, you can't say anything, but I can. It's like, really? Because that wouldn't have mattered. Come on. Like, that was a really dumb excuse.
She should have just listened to her own advice with her mother and said, like, I'm not from this world. I should just go.
I need to go home.
But she came back. She came back right away, and she's scheming. She's been scheming since the moment she came back into the Upper East Side.
And she's awful at it.
And she's terrible at it.
She is terrible at it. But I will say, she looked really, really pretty when they were doing the twins thing. She looked gorgeous. I was like, is that really Lola?
Yeah, they really dolled her up.
Yeah. But then bringing Chivy in like nothing had happened was really weird. Like, oh, just come on over and do this thing with us, even though you were basically lying to everyone and impersonating family members, and we all hate you right now. But it's cool. Just come into the group. You'll be part of the club.
Yeah, she wanted to be back in the gang. Blair's like, you never were in the gang, sweetie.
Right.
Poor Chivy. Poor Chivy.
So I'm getting the impression that you didn't like the whole Chivy storyline. You're not a fan of her character.
I liked it until kind of like you guys. I really liked her character and where she was going. And then when we came to, they left her the money and then she kicked him out of the house and everything. I'm like, okay, this is not good. And it's getting worse. And it doesn't get any better. And that frustrates me. It's just like,
yeah, I have seen I've seen the light into next season. I'm like, oh, okay. She's still around.
Is she
Michelle.
in season 6?
She is.
She is.
They kind of were like, all right, she's a main character. In the way.
I am fully shocked. She was the one I was going to ask. Is she on the island?
No, but I can confirm someone else on the island. Would you like to know?
Should I go through this? Because I have a couple of people.
Okay, so who's your first guess?
Andrew Tyler.
That might be it, but I wasn't even thinking about him.
Diana.
Yes, it's Diana.
Okay,
Diana is on the island. We do mention her next week, but she's not actually in the episode.
That's fine. She can go.
Yeah, but she could have went this entire time. This whole character.
Is Lola in season 6?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was like, if we have Chivy in season 6, but we don't have Lola.
Can't. Yeah, right. Yeah. So Diana, it's good for her to go off to the island. Sayonara. I never liked really anything involving any of her story, so sorry to say.
And it's hard because I really like Elizabeth Hurley as an actress, and I know a couple of podcast episodes ago somebody was saying that her face is like very animated all the time, and I like that about her, but it doesn't work in this world. But she kind of reminds me of a cartoon, very much so. But I've always really liked it.
No, and it could work in other scenarios. I just feel like it was such a weird placement in this show, which is supposed to be darker and like just the way she presents herself. It feels comedic in this show,
for sure.
So yeah, but the storyline wasn't exciting to me.
I was excited for her storyline because it was the mystery part of it.
Right, the whole time and it led us to Bart, but when you put it on paper, we didn't really actually need her there at all. He could have just said, yeah, someone got me back into the country or wherever I was, and it was an old friend.
Yeah.
We didn't need her to pretend to be Chuck's mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything that you are actually liking about this season? What about Pear? Are you still into Pear?
I am still into Pear. I know it. I know what I know. I'm into Pear. Yeah. I think it's cute currently. Dan's hair needs to change though. He needs to take a shower, wash it, cut it, do something because it's bad. It's really bad. But I think they're cute together, and I think it's cute for now. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't believe I'm actually kind of over it. I was a huge
you were really big.
I'm a pair shipper, but I also feel like you can see what's going to happen.
Yes.
Right? You know what's going to happen. So it's like, why even prolong it more so?
Right.
Yeah.
That it just seems like silly to me at this point. Like they both should probably get out when they can still be friends.
Right.
If you could be friends with an ex, it's really dicey when you're friends with an ex, especially like right after. So it
was more fun when we wanted it to happen.
Right. And now that it happened, you're kind of like, all right, great. Like, I do like them. And I think, like, in next week's episode, Blair literally says, Dan is my best friend. He's my best friend. So it's like, let's have that. Let's be best friends.
Right. I mean, you should be best friends with your partner.
Right.
But
exactly.
It was more fun when we wanted it to happen. And this all felt like a fan fiction. But then it happened. And I think maybe if Chuck didn't exist, they would make sense more.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. What do you think about Chuck these days, Lisa?
Chuck's a character that I love to hate. He went down that dark path where it was a really problematic character. He's coming back, I think. I still don't understand why we don't talk to each other about what's going on. So, like, he has the deal going on and he just needs to get the deal to go through, but he doesn't tell anyone about this. So then Lola does what she does. And it's the same pattern of Chuck needs to do something big. Somebody does something and ruins it. And it's just frustrating. But I do like Chuck. I think he's continuing to get better, which is good. I think with Bart is going to be interesting because I know how that's going to go, but he's so genuinely excited that his dad's back and everything's going well. So what do you think is going to happen with that, Mish? Is there going to be any drama with the Bass family?
Oh, 100%. Yes. I was actually going to ask if he was on the island. He's not.
Bart? No,
okay.
He's not on the island.
That would be real shitty.
That would be crazy. She's like, wait, we just got him and they're going to take him away.
It made it seem like that. Like he's packing and he's not ready to come out in society, which I understand. Liz did tell me that next week's episode, Lily is aware that he is back, which I wish we saw that reveal. I can't wait to see what happens with that. But I can almost see him just being like, yeah, no, I'm going away. I feel like abandonment is going to happen again.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a great segue into like the start of our question. So basically everyone wanted to know, how do you think Lily will react to Bart being alive?
I wish Lily was in on it.
Yeah, that would have been much more interesting, right?
Because Lily is just someone who I think would be into knowing that.
Yeah, and then she could have like safely moved on with Rufus. Like, you're giving me your blessing because you can't be out in the open.
I'll keep your secret.
You know what I'm saying?
How could she do that to Chuck?
No, she
couldn't do that to Chuck.
Yeah, right. And then to fake cry and the emotions at the funeral would be
Ooh.
really messed up. But then it's like, Lily, I could see you doing that.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Oh man, Lily, I'm just so. Do we see her and Bart talk?
Yeah.
Oh.
So do you think that they'll get back together? Jess adds that she's technically married to both Rufus and Bart. She never got divorced.
When someone passes away and you're married to them,
I don't know how that works.
Is that technically then, I know they're still your spouse, but they're no longer with us. So would that count as a divorce? Like, how would that hold up?
I guess like legally you're not divorced.
Yeah. You're not divorced, but I think you can then legally get remarried without having to file paperwork or anything because your spouse was deceased.
Right.
But now he's not deceased.
But Lily was cheating on him.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying like Lily was cheating on him anyway.
Essentially, yeah, right? I'm trying to think of the moment. I'm pretty sure they did have like...
Yeah.
Before the wedding, right?
Before Lily gets married, they had a moment, right? And then Rufus like sees her in her wedding dress and she goes, hey, very similar to a Blair and like Louise situation. I'm putting the parallels together now, but...
Yeah. Lisa, what were you going to say?
Is she technically then legally married to Rufus if her former marriage was never ended?
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then how is that paperwork? Like if you're like, okay, my spouse died, but I'm going to remarry. And they're like, okay, that's fine because your other spouse was dead. So again, stuff we'd probably just have to like not think about. But
Right.
I think I'm most excited for that. I am most excited for this Lily Bart situation.
Okay. Yeah, I think
All
that's
right.
the most exciting part.
Like, do they
Of
have an
next week.
affair? Has he gotten any in hiding? I mean, you know what I mean? But probably the brothel, right?
I'm sure he
maybe.
has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Like he probably was just waiting in that manner for like whoever was coming. Do you think that he must have like moved around, right? Because he couldn't have only stayed there because it would have been too suspicious.
Yeah,
right?
he had
So
to
and
have
then they're like,
moved.
we need to get the boat. So maybe he was like going across like the country, hiding out in places or going international.
What did Diana have to do with William and Bart?
Old friends. Truly.
Like, did Bart have Diana hired this whole time, and then William was like, I'm going to use you as well?
Technically, I don't know if it's like the Bass Industries money or if it was like directly Bart or directly Jack paying her, but she was getting money to keep the secret. And she's telling Jack this, but I'm assuming it's probably Bart's money.
Right, but then William was involved with her.
William was involved to like doesn't make a connection there. It just is the coincidental thing. Like I knew William back then, I could help his grandson, but also I'm helping out Bart from keeping his idea. It just is.
It's
all too
to write
easy.
this down. I kind of want to
I
make
know,
a
it's like-
web and just so I could visually understand this.
It's ridiculous. It's just crazy. So Mike wants to add, will Padge end up going to Italy? If so, will Blair go with him?
I can see them going together. I was asking Liz this because I forgot what predictions I made. And she did. Yeah, I forget. And she reminded me that I did predict that they would be married. Chuck and Blair would be married
by the end of the season.
By the end of this season. I don't think that's happening anymore.
Okay.
I think maybe we'll open up in Rome or we'll open up like 3 months. They went and we'll open up in September.
Where they came back from
Rome.
Rome.
And it just didn't really work.
It didn't go.
Or we're
It
on
didn't
the way
match.
out.
Gotcha.
Right.
So I have one more question for you with Rufus, Lily, Bart. Given the choice, do you think Lily will choose to stay with Rufus or to go back to Bart? Or neither?
I would love neither, actually.
I would love neither as well.
But I think she'll probably stay with Rufus. This is wrong. I wouldn't mind a little Bart affair. Let's make it steamy. Like,
Do you think Rufus and Lily can repair their relationship?
I mean, I don't know if they're endgame at this point. I thought they were. I don't have too much stock in their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have stock in anybody's relationship. There's no relationship. I'm like, yes,
Well,
I
I
love
thought
you.
about Chair. They're endgame.
Yes, right. I guess you're right. My poor use of stock, meaning I love this and cheer for you.
Right. Oh, totally. No, we don't like cheer for any couples on the show.
No.
No.
No. Then we give Lily another divorce. It'd be funny, like we give Lily and Rufus separate, and then she goes back to Bart, and then that would be like technically her 7th. She's been married 5 times. Is Rufus number
Rufus
6?
Was her
I think
sixth,
Rufus is
sixth
6.
marriage?
Yeah, I
6.
think
So
6.
then maybe Bart would be 5 and 7.
5 and 7.
Let's hope.
Let's hope, she says.
Yeah.
Mike wanted to add, a while back, Michelle was told that 2 people die in this show. One of them she correctly guessed as Cece, and the second one was assumed to be Bart. But now that Bart's alive, who do you think is the second death?
I totally forgot about that. I think it's Bart.
What?
Again?
I think we're gonna do a 2 dead mom situation.
A two dead mom, a 2 dead dad. It's hard to say. 2 dead dad.
Or maybe. Oh my god. Do you know the second? Of course,
Yes,
you know the second.
I know
death.
it.
And Lisa knows it. She finished the show.
Trying to remember it.
Yeah. Is it a major character? Or is that you can't say that?
I don't know how to answer that question without. Is it a major character? Yeah, I'll say it's a major character.
Imagine if it's Rufus.
Rufy.
Wow. I'm just giving Rufus a lot of shade this episode. He doesn't deserve it. He did nothing. He's done nothing really wrong except exist.
Do you remember the episode we had Shanna on? It must have been the finale of. It wasn't the finale of 4. Maybe it was the premiere
3.
of 5. When Michelle predicted that Bart wasn't dead. When was that? We were live and Shanna and I were like, oh my God.
What?
Yeah, you were like, is Bart not dead? You're like, wait, does Bart come back?
No, I
yes,
didn't.
you absolutely did.
I would love to take credit, but I don't remember that.
And then you said, can you confirm if Bart is on you said something like, can you confirm that it's not Bart? And I said, I can't say anything. My sister and I were like, oh my God. I have to go back. I'm sure Mike, as soon as we're done with this, will be sending me the actual timestamp of what episode it was. But you said it, and Shannon and I were shitting our pants.
Why
like,
would
oh my
I
God.
say that?
I don't remember what it was talking about. The deaths, like the Cece death, and you were like, is Bart not actually dead? And I was floored that it was like out of nowhere. She doesn't even remember she said this.
I had a inkling that Bart wasn't dead from the Will's treats because he always put Bart in them. And I was like, why is he always talking about Bart? Maybe Bart's not dead. So then when he ended up not being dead, I was like, I wonder if he did that on purpose or if it was just a funny coincidence.
That's
so
amazing.
Will, let us know. Yeah.
That is amazing.
My mind right now, I'm just
blown.
Like,
Explosion. I just spit all over the mic. Explosion. Yeah, because he and for a long time he would add. Remember, he was calling him the little Chihuahua.
No,
he would add him in all of the.
I just thought he was. We didn't like him, so he threw him in. He also throws Maureen in. Is she not on the island?
Exactly. So it's like,
but he's in love with her.
He could do whatever he wants.
I love that, Lisa. I wish
that's so funny, Lisa. Will is probably like, oh my God, what did I do?
But I do not remember that. I say this all the time. I don't remember anything that I say usually, so that's not great. But.
All right, so you think the second death is either Bart or Rufus?
Yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Will actually asks, are you a Nate and Lil the one true pair or a Dan and Blair one true pair? I'm neither. I don't think either are one true pair. I don't know if Nate has a one true pair, unfortunately.
Ew. I don't like, no.
Vanessa, Nate-Tessa was the best.
Nate-Tessa was the best.
Go back to that.
I'm not a Nate fan in general. I have issues with him. He doesn't do anything. And then the one thing he does is he sleeps with everyone. And it's just like, can we address this? Like consistently, that's your job. And I'm just not on board. I'm not on the Nate train. So I don't have any pairings for him. And, I like pair, but I know that that's not a one true pair.
A one true pair.
Heart.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And to go along with the relationships, Kim says she just realized Serena has been single for a while. How long do you think that's going to last for?
I think until the end of this season, which is a cop out because that's next
tomorrow. Until next week's episode.
Listen, we wanted her single, and she's slowly trying to work on herself.
I don't know. She was giving Dan the lovey eyes when she was pretending to be Blair a little bit. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's not do that.
So petty.
Michelle was saying how she was almost petty because she is jealous of what Blair and Dan have. And so her describing herself as Blair, like, I made fun of him, and kind of like digging deep a little bit, like a dig at Dan and Blair, I guess.
Yeah.
So she definitely is still jealous. Still jealous.
I can definitely see that. But again, I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even at the end when Dorota said, oh, do you want chamomile tea? You have smile in your eyes. So good to see you away from the computer, which yes. But also I think Serena got a little bit of a high for pretending to be Padge's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit.
Which is so unfortunate.
It's sad.
It's so sad.
And I really did for parts until the end, felt bad for Serena in this episode because no one fills her in on anything.
Right. She's never filled in.
She's been lost and especially real lost in this episode.
She's so lost.
No one's telling her anything.
And it's so funny. She has Lola and Chivy in the same room as her, and she's just like,
No, at this point, her face is she's just like, whatever. Sure.
Whatever works. Just like,
yeah. She's standing in the doorway and they're like, oh, Bart's alive. And she's like, what? Like, what? What? Like, that's your response? Because I would have been like, wait, what's going on? And she's just like, what? Oh, Bart's alive? Okay.
Yeah, she's like, what's another thing these people can just tell me today?
Do we find out who told Lily? I guess it's a detail that doesn't matter. Because I'm just like, did Chuck tell her?
I don't
Did Bart tell her?
know.
Did Serena tell her?
I might have been Serena, but I'm not sure.
Do
you remember, Lisa?
I have no memory.
Yeah. It's probably not mentioned.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. What do you think Rufus is going to do now that he knows that?
Let's rile him up a little bit. He needs to show some anger.
Yeah.
Or I mean, he could be angry about it, but it's not like Lily knew about this. So Rufus probably just be upset and be like, what do you want to do? I'm here for you, maybe.
Right. We'll see.
Yeah.
Jess wants to know what will be the fallout from the Gossip Girl post outing Blair's diary. Mike adds, how will this impact Serena and Blair's friendship?
Yeah, well, Serena's going to be eating more berries next week. Do
you notice how many berries she eats, Lisa? It's hysterical. She has probably like 2 pints worth of blueberries in that one bowl that she's going to eat all to herself.
I can relate, though. I love fresh blueberries, so I would sit there and eat it all myself, too.
Yeah, I love berries, too.
I eat them the way that she does. They're little one at a time, very slowly chopping between her giggles, but I do enjoy blueberries.
Yeah. The Whole Foods over here by us has blueberries that are like the size of your eyeball. They're so big and juicy and they're so delicious. Those are really good. And the Kim was saying in the Discord chat, she's like, I only eat strawberries exclusively because of Gossip Girl. She's like, I only started eating strawberries because of Gossip Girl. Because Serena with them damn strawberries. Oh my God. Remember when it went back to like that time on the train when she's trying to seductively eat the strawberry to get Dan's attention? You remember that? We were like going hard on that shit.
When was that?
She was trying to seduce Dan like during a summer. It must be like season 2 or season 3. And when they were coming back from the Hamptons and they were this is when they were like trying to figure out if they were still together.
Oh, yes.
And she was eating that chocolate-covered strawberry and she's like letting it.
Yes. Tried to block that out.
Yeah, we blocked out that memory from Michelle's brain.
Yes. No, this is going to be a big issue. This is a big betrayal.
It is. Lisa, how do you feel about Serena?
In general?
Yeah, in general. Especially this season.
This season, definitely not my favorite, but I don't particularly like her. Feel like at her best, she's okay. And at her worst, she's not great at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great.
It's not the best way to say it. It's just, I don't really find her very interesting because she always just does the dumb thing and she's very naive and I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect explanation.
Vic wants to know, what do we think will happen now with Bart and Chuck's relationship? Will it stay the same, reserved, or will they be closer than ever?
I think Chuck will think they're closer than ever, but
Bart's
going to keep a distance.
Okay.
That's what I think.
And she wants to know, how many things did you predict in this episode before it happened? She had 4 things. In the chat, she was saying all the things that happened before they even happened. But then again, like, not to take credit away from you, Vic, but I felt everything was super predictable in the entire episode.
Yeah, I think the only thing was Andrew Tyler because I screamed that out loud.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I was just trying to keep up. I really. Me the whole time, like, I don't understand. What does this have to do with this? Why is Lola doing what she's doing? Shut up.
Lisa, did you see the Andrew Tyler stuff happening, or you were surprised?
I did not see it happening. And then when I was rewatching it last night, I was like trying to remember everything. And I was like, I know it's not the person that they're going to see, but who is it? And then he came up and I'm like, oh yeah, it was him. I forgot it was him.
Right.
He's just kind of like a, side inconsequential character. So I couldn't remember that it was going to be him.
Right.
I always forget about him. Like, I know
Should I look up and see if he's on the island?
I know he's been in a lot of episodes because he has helped Chuck with different things he's needed help with. But, I mean, why would I think about Andrew Tyler? That'd be weird.
Right.
He doesn't even have a wiki page. Someone on Reddit says, Andrew Tyler spinoff anyone? This is in 2019.
Can you imagine one Gossip Girl spinoff besides the new one on HBO and it's an Andrew Tyler? They'd be like, I'm sorry, who?
Right. Yeah, I'm just going to say, let's go on his IMDb. Gossip Girl.
I mean, I think it would make sense if he was on the island. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah, this is his last episode. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Something about this episode makes sense.
Yes. One thing.
Right?
So not a total bust.
Lisa, do you have any other things you want to discuss or any questions for Michelle, maybe?
I look forward to hearing your reaction when we get to the end, but I really wonder, do you have any finale predictions at this point yet? Like finale, not just next episode
series finale.
Series finale. Do you have any predictions that you think are going to happen?
I do. Well, obviously we find out who Gossip Girl is.
Yeah, right. I've teased that a couple of times.
I think we're going to do a montage and a flash forward. Fast forward. Flash forward?
Flash forward.
Either way.
Yeah.
Words. And I think we're going to see where everybody is.
Where do you think everybody is?
I think Cher is married with children. I think Nate is working. Maybe I just see Nate walking out of a building in a suit, shaking a hand, making a business deal. We don't really know what's happening. Serena, I don't know what we're doing with her.
We never do. We never know.
But if this is like Cher, I feel like Chuck will run hotels.
What will Blair do?
Blair's going to be in fashion, and I think they're going to have children. And I think their picture to me is so clear.
Okay.
I think Padge, his books are going to become movies, and we'll just see that whole thing. And Nate is going to be in a suit and shaking a hand. And Serena's
just a lost cause.
What are we doing with her? I'm like, what is your strong suit? Maybe she becomes... No, she's not going to become a writer.
I honestly don't know what... I know, like, one thing that happens with Serena, but I don't know, like, what she ends up truly doing.
You know what would be great? If we see Serena with her partner, like, she finds true love, but we don't even give him a face.
Yeah.
She's holding his hand.
She finally found him.
Holding his hand, and she turns in that slow-mo teen drama style and, like, winks in her hair. And the guy doesn't even show his face.
Right, because, like,
we doesn't matter.
It
we
doesn't
don't
matter.
Need him.
We just know that she's happy and healthy and she's married.
That's what I predict for our people.
All right. I can't wait to actually watch. We'll be watching in like 12 weeks.
Oh my God. That's like a semester,
crazy.
Right? Or a quarter. I know.
I can't believe it.
I keep thinking, like, oh my God, this is the end. But I'm like, oh no, we still have season 6.
Right. But is it a season? It's like a regular Netflix streaming season.
Yeah.
10 episodes.
Right.
And like Lisa said, and what I've already watched from the first episode, I'm like, ooh. They were really, pulling at straws. Is that it? They're just, they need to figure out some shit.
It gets real rough. And I think it comes back. I don't really remember, but the end of this season and beginning of the next one, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mish, you're in for a rocky road.
That's okay.
I think our only hope is like the saving grace of actually the finale. Because I've heard, and that episode, not that like maybe some people were happy with the way that it ended or not, but it like is a good episode. Like a memorable episode.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
You have never seen the...
I've never seen the entirety.
That's really fun.
So I'm so excited
really
for that.
fun.
I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they do it. I know some parts of how they do the reveal, but I don't know what else happens in that episode except for like one other thing.
We could watch the finale together for the first time, and then you can go do your notes, and then we'll have to watch it with our people if we decide to do that. But I want to watch it together for the first time.
Let's do that. Let's watch it together.
Either it could be virtual.
And
I just
then-
want to experience it for the first time with you for the first time.
No, let's do that. And then we can marinate and I can do my notes.
Yeah.
And
then I'll watch it again.
Yeah, we'll watch it again. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think I can think of anything else, but thank you so much.
This was so fun.
This was so much fun. I apologize that I did not remember that you were with the Chivy stuff. I knew we have talked to you before virtually, but I couldn't remember exactly what it was. Michelle's
No
like,
worries.
no, it wasn't OC. I'm like, oh.
No, I came in far too late in the OC to be able to be on that one. But yeah, no worries at all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great night.
Yeah,
Thanks,
hopefully
you
we'll see you in the
too.
finale.
Bye.
All right.
I can't remember. I don't remember shit.
I know.
I can't believe you told me about Bart.
No, you told me about Bart. I know Mike has DM'd me. I have to look it up, but like he knew like verbatim exactly when you said it in the Moosh episode. We were live because Shannon was in the chat and she was like, "I'm fucking dying." Yeah. I think even Vic said something in the chat and Mike was like, "Oh my God, what's happening?"
It must have been one of those things where I was just trolling.
Yeah.
I probably was trolling and being like, Bart's not dead, is he? That's what it was. That's why I didn't clock it or,
Exactly.
keep it.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much, Lisa.
That was so fun.
Yeah, she has great opinions and insight on Gossip Girl.
I just love her opinions, and I love the fact that it's rough.
It's rough. I'm sorry to say it's rough.
It's rough. I appreciate that.
But we'll be along for the ride.
Yeah.
This episode got 83,000 views. Terrible. Episode title is based off the movie The Fugitive. And Diana's on the island. I wanted to write that in there so I didn't forget to tell you. We had some music by Courier, Tribes, and Imagine Dragons. I didn't have much fashion, but I did like Serena's cutout sweater with the
I liked
holes
her
in
whole
skirt.
outfit, and it seemed like she was wearing flat shoes.
Yes, and it looked like she was like putting on her sneakers in one scene. I'm like, what's happening here?
I know. I like Blair's blue satin robe.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. I put that after shower Dan look, what the fuck? But we already know that.
Yeah. I like Blair's yellow trench coat.
I liked Chivy's sequin top and white coat.
And the girls as twins looked beautiful.
They look sexy.
Hot girls.
That makeup was so dark.
Yeah.
The lipstick was dark.
Yeah.
The eyeshadow was dark. I'm like, oh, is that what sultry means?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. Quotes. I mean, the most important thing in a relationship is trust after sex and hygiene and earning potential. I think that's the quote of the episode.
So good. Rome is just 2 glasses of Chardonnay away.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to get back in the gang.
Just tell her it's a non-union job.
How about we try group therapy next time?
That's also the quote of the episode.
That's the quote of the episode.
So good.
Is it MVP and shittiest time? I really struggled with this.
Yeah, I have my MVP.
Okay.
Yep.
Same. All right, MVP.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, Dorota.
Chivy.
Oh, she picks Chivy.
Yeah.
She wanted to be in the gang.
She's just coming back. I really believe she was so sincere. And just
She was.
funny how her and Lola, I think, are friends at this point.
I think they are. And when they had that laughing moment, it was really sweet.
It was. And they were like, remember in improv? Catch the orange. It's
The
cute.
way like Lola threw it, it was like
Yeah.
really silly. Yeah, I also enjoyed Chivy, but I picked Dorota. I felt like it was a cop out.
She's great.
I'm Serena and jumping in and the gelato. She's adorable at all
Love her.
times. We
Love
had
her.
we had a vote for the interviewer, the Italian guy. We had Dorota, Serena, and Chuck all for MVP.
The interviewer guy?
Yeah, the Italian guy. I'm pretty sure that was either Will or Mike because I had it early on in my
It's
notes.
fantastic.
Yeah. Shittiest?
I didn't write it down because I was struggling.
It's a struggle for me too, but I think
I have my shittiest.
All right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Nola.
Nola. Yeah. Nola. We had some votes for Blair. We had some votes for Bart and Andrew Tyler given, but Nola,
no.
Please just make it stop.
I think if they just tried to be a couple and get to know each other, I'd be okay with them. I just don't want them scheming.
Yeah, I honestly, but would we care?
No, but at least they wouldn't be on my shittiest.
No, they wouldn't. They would just be
there
and
just
pieces
of
the show. Yeah. I think it's time for a Betty of the Week.
You're a total Betty. You're a total Betty. You're a total Betty.
This week I chose the three amigos.
So cute.
Scott, Rob, and DFAS Jazz. Maybe Jazz. We don't know the name. Kennedy something. Maybe, possibly. Your name on Patreon is unclear. But thank you so much for joining the network. We're actually going to have Scott on Talkin' Texas Forever this week. Well, recording this week on next week. So excited for that.
Yeah.
He also has a podcast. So really excited to chat. And we just want to say thank you guys for joining the network. Thank you for your support. And we're excited to have you and to get to know you.
Yeah, reach out. Are you here for Gossip Girl? Are you here for
Friday Night Lights?
Are you here for OC?
Possibly. One Tree Hill? We don't know.
Riverpod?
We're always questioning that Riverpod.
Yeah.
But let us know. Okay, so I have my title for the finale and my 3 gossip words.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe it. The title for episode 24 of season 5 is The Return of the Ring. And my sister Shanna will be here.
Yay.
We're going to be live podcasting and she will be joining us. So I'm excited for that because she's always a highly requested guest.
Wow.
She gives it her all in the Gossip Girl world. And like I said, we'll be live. So if you're a patron, then you can join us at 8 p.m. EST that night. Okay, my 3 gossip words are 3 gossip words. Entries, revenge, annulment. Her face is surprised.
Annulment.
Who's getting an annulment?
Lily.
Who's she being annulled from? Is that the word?
Bart.
Annulled? Okay.
Oh my God, imagine if it's real. Oh my God. Imagine if it's Rufus and he goes back to Bart. I wouldn't mind. Probably next week. I would mind.
We'll see how you feel.
We'll see how I feel. Because, usually I would root for Rufus, but I'm just not enjoying him. So I'm like,
right.
Hey, Bart, welcome back. I never really liked you.
Still don't really like
you.
But
no. Annulled from Bart. Revenge. So this can go many people.
So many ways.
Want to seek revenge. Clearly, people are still out for Bart, even though, and you brought up a good point, they took Andrew Tyler away, but what's his name? Nelson?
Mason Nevins. You mashed.
Can we call him? I'm just going to call him Nelson.
Nelson
is still out there.
Right.
And they're like, we can find him, but he's still out there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
And Chuck, obviously, I think, still wants to seek revenge on this person. Entries, those diary entries that are just going to keep showing up on Gossip Girl.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's painful.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
not good.
So I wonder if these entries are like, I'm not sure about Padge. And then maybe they don't go to Rome together. Even though I just thought they went to Rome together, but I did this before.
Well, you didn't have my 3 gossip words.
And so maybe Padge is like, maybe we should take the summer off and we'll talk when I get back. And maybe that's actually what's going to happen. Because that seems more likely.
Do you think in the finale we will have a flash forward?
I think of cliffhanger.
A cliffhanger. Okay.
In terms of...
So we don't go to Rome yet. It's like pre-Rome.
I think it's pre-Rome. And when we come back, maybe not a cliffhanger. Maybe not a cliffhanger as so much as we're not going to go to Rome in next week's episode. But Padge will leave for Rome without Blair. They'll take some time and then we'll open back up in September post-Rome.
Okay.
And the audience will be like, oh my God, is she with him?
Right.
And maybe they will be. But then here's the thing. Then she's going to be with another man in the opening of a new season when we know she's supposed to be with Chuck.
Right.
We shall see.
We'll see. What should we do as an emoji? What happened in this episode that...
Should we do the twins?
Oh, yeah. The two girls holding hands. It's so cute. We're absolutely doing that. I love that. Please send us that emoji. You can send it in Discord, email, DM us on Instagram, whatever you would like. You can put in an Apple Podcast review because, hey, like, we're two girls that do this Gossip Girl podcast, and it's like, I love these two girls, Michelle and Liz, all the way.
So cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would mean a lot. And if you've rated us and reviewed us, we super appreciate it.
Yeah, we super do. We super duper do. We don't have a review, unfortunately, again this week, guys.
We don't have another review, so that means one of you.
We need one.
We see you out there. The numbers are doing.
We're doing so well. Like, knock on wood.
We're proud.
Doing. Like, made the whole thing. We're really proud. You guys have really made our numbers jump up. We so appreciate it. So if you haven't already and you want to consider leaving us a rating review, you can do that on Apple Podcasts. We would love you so much. Maybe you want to join us on Patreon. Maybe you want to hang out over there. Join our Discord chats for Friday Night Lights and for Gossip Girl and our future podcasts. And we just have a good time. We have Topic Tuesday over there. We have our monthly group hang or group movie, whatever we decide for that month. We also can give you an opportunity to talk to us on the podcast. You can be on the podcast.
And all of this goes to support us.
Exactly.
Which means so much to us. And then in return, you get all these goodies.
Right. It's a win-win-win-win-win.
And we love community.
And we love you guys. And we love chatting and getting to know everyone that listens. All right. Before After Dark, I have a Will's Treat Gossip Girl characters as Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
From the original 151. Please look these up for reference. Below is a link to the Pokédex. I didn't look them up for reference, but I will try my best to read them.
Yeah.
We have Blair, Nido Queen. She is the queen bee and pretty strong. Dan, Golduck. Sometimes he swims out of his depth, but he is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Chuck, Gengar. Sometimes he's a trickster and sometimes he is good. It depends on his context. Serena, Flareon. She is a fiery beauty but can often be too hot to handle. Nate, Growlithe. He acts like a lost little pup half of the time. Chivy, Eevee. Chivy can evolve into many different characters depending on the situation and the money.
I loved Eevee.
Yeah. Lola, Mr. Mime. She's a bad actor. Rufus, Caterpie, the ultimate doormat Pokemon. Lily, Kangaskhan. Kanaskin? Is that it? Kangaskin.
Can't read it.
Lily, Kangaskin, a fierce motherly figure who can rampage a bit too hard sometimes. Sorry if I mispronounced. Bart, Ratata, a little rat.
Yeah.
I love it. Diana, Snorlax. Snorlax, her storyline is a snore at this point. Dorota, Lapras, the kindest and most helpful Pokemon there is.
Yep.
Miss Carr, Dragonair. She flies so high, but she still has so much to learn before she's fully evolved. And Maureen, Ninetales, the most majestic Pokemon there is.
That was really fun.
That was fun. I haven't thought about Pokemon like that in a really long time.
I'm curious if I ever showed you this, or Will, if you know of this. Everythingtheoc.com, they have free printables, and they made the characters from the OC as Pokemon cards, and I printed them out and gave it to Bobby for Christmas. They're super fun.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I used to trade them back in the day.
Oh, I played Pokemon. Yeah. Pokemon Blue.
Yeah.
Game Boy.
I loved so much. All right, but that's all we have for the top half. We're going to go into After Dark and chat away, so just click on up.
Here we go.
We're ticking.
Click, 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 click.
You know you love us.
XOXO.
Gossip Girls.
After Dark.
All right, we've unwinded. How do we feel? Jess says, why would Dan as Gossip Girl post Blair's diary? Why would he do it? I think, like my theory last week, he's spiraling. He knows they're going to break up. He knows they're not endgame. And he's like, how do I like get my revenge out on these people?
Really?
I don't know. Like, there's no other explanation.
No, you're right.
You know?
There is no other explanation, but I guess so.
It's just my guess. I just truly don't know.
Maybe. Right.
You know?
Because...
Plus, Nate is also supposed to be Gossip Girl. And so Mike says, do you think we're two to believe that Nate was pushy on Lola to tell Diana's secret so that it was out? And if he did, as Gossip Girl, Chuck would know it was him. Yeah, I guess.
Would he?
I don't know. Gossip Girl's like all-knowing.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so we're to believe that it's Nate.
That's right.
Why would Nate out Serena and Blair, though? That's mean. Like, what's his motive for that? Because he's pissed that Serena had his laptop for so long?
No, Nate wouldn't do that.
Right. It's so out of character for Nate to be Gossip Girl.
I just want to understand the thought process. Like, too bad we can't ask someone.
I know.
Hey, writers. Oh. I just want to know, was this his plan the whole time?
Right. And what was the actual truth? Please tell us the real truth. Was Dan or Nate Gossip Girl this whole time?
Yeah. And maybe at this point, they don't even know.
They probably don't even remember. It was so long ago.
Just like we don't remember things. I mean, they created it, but...
Right. Yeah.
Because actually, going back, I think your theory makes the most sense. Maybe Padge is spiraling. He's very self-conscious about this whole situation with Blair and Chuck. And so he has access to Blair's thoughts.
Right. And he knows how she feels. Like, she's writing down how she feels. And so maybe to like kind of get a jump start on like getting over it.
Which like you're such a that's
it's
so
shitty. No, it's shitty. It's absolutely shitty. I hope we get some answers. I'm desperate for some answers at this point.
How bad
is the finale?
Is the first episode of season 6?
Well, I only watched like 10 minutes of it, and it feels very reminiscent of like just any other episode. Like, not really a premiere, but also it's like we get some pairings that are like kind of like throwback pairings.
Okay. Oh my God. Imagine. Oh no, that would be weird. Like, the whole Padge goes to Rome, right? Blair stays back. Let's see how we do. Serena gets super bored. She ends up going to visit Padge in Rome. They end up hooking up. Come back in the fall. And Blair and... Oh my God, that'd be so shitty for Serena to do that to Blair. There's so many different ways we could do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've made so many predictions this episode for next week.
Next week's episode actually is, there's a lot of throwbacks in it. So we reference a lot of things that were either in the pilot or, like, I don't want to give it away too much, but there's like this very specific scene that is verbatim from the pilot that they recreate with different cast members, but it had happened. I don't know how to give that to you without like
imagine if it's just like
it was nothing.
Nate in Grand Central Station.
There is some Grand Central Station,
right? I could assume so, but I'm thinking like that's what you're saying.
Right,
creating would be really funny.
There's so like that's reminiscent of the pilot. There's also another thing that's reminiscent of the pilot.
Yes.
That I won't give away until we watch, but I wonder why they did that. I think they were trying to like wrap up everything and start completely fresh for season 6 to like build our case on who Gossip Girl is. Because I think we're inching closer. Like, people are on their case, on Dan's case. I'm saying on Dan's case because it's Dan, but like people are on his case in next week's episode. Like, people are starting to get the jump, and I think that's what they're setting us up for the season, for the finale season, final season. Like, they packaged everything up and kind of send it on its merry way next week, and then season 6 is like, we start up and you're like, oh, okay.
So Jenny, Eric, and Vanessa essentially are on the island, but we see glimpses of them in the finale.
I think it's only in the finale episode.
And probably in my montage thought, and you don't have to confirm this, but I'm assuming we're going to see like montage. Maybe Eric's going to be at a wedding and just standing there, and Vanessa will be just, I don't know what she's doing, will just flash to her and be like, oh, remember her?
I'm pretty sure Vanessa's only scene is when she finds out who Gossip Girl is. She goes, that's Gossip Girl. And I think that's it. Which is so hurtful. It's so fucking dirty. Especially if it's Dan. Like, she's gonna be like, that's Gossip. Like, come on. She would have a way more of a reaction.
Or maybe at this point in life,
unless I'm totally making it
just
up.
like,
I'm over it.
are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to be part of this world, and maybe she like it made sense. You became them.
But
then all of it's you were this person the whole time.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see where it goes.
We'll see.
I just, teaser, I honestly did not enjoy. I think because it was all kind of like rotation of what we've seen before, that it wasn't an exciting finale for me.
Listen, that's what happens when TV shows keep going too long.
When they're on too long.
And you have too many storylines and you're trying to figure out what's entertaining, and then you're mixing characters because you don't want to add in more characters, but you've added more characters and that don't really make sense.
Right.
Or have been around too long. The fact that Chivy is in season 6
it is unbelievable.
Blows my mind.
Right. They're like, again, grasping for something. And when you see what they do with her in season 6, you're like, oh, really?
So it's not like a Taylor. You know how Taylor, we meet
no.
Taylor and she becomes like, we love Taylor and she's a main core.
I think we could have gotten there with Chivy, but then what we do with her in season 6 completely just...
Great.
It's not, I'm sorry guys, it's not.
It's not good.
Mm-mm.
All right.
It's really unfortunate because I am a huge Chivy stan. I love Chivy. I don't know if it's the actress. I just am in love with her. There's something about her air that is so goofy and smiley and quirky, and I love her. And I just want to hang out with her. Chivy or Kaylee, whoever it is, I just want to hang out with you. You're a cool chick.
We'll be your friends.
Yeah. But that's where we're going to leave you tonight. We'll be back, as I said, next week live. So if you're a Patreon member, you want to join us because we're going to be talking about the finale. And it's going to be hopefully a fun podcast episode. But as I said, it's a rough episode. So we're going to shit all over it. Can't wait. All right. XOXO. Love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to 3 Gossip Girls podcast. You can email us at 3gossipgirlspod@gmail.com. Or if you want to follow this show and all of our others, you can head over to Instagram at Total Betty Podcast Network.
This has been a Total Betty podcast, produced and edited by Michelle Rubenstein and Alyssa Tenio, music by Anthony Vocora.